Namaste everyone. My name is Divya and I'm the India Country Manager for Rustic Pathways. I have been working with Rustic Pathways for more than 13 years now. I'm here today to answer a few of the frequently asked questions. So let's see what are those questions. Where does the country name come from? The name India is derived from the river Indus, the valleys around which were the home of early settlers. The Aryan worshippers referred to the river Indus as Sindhu. The Persian invaders converted it into Hindu. The name Hindustan, which is now known as India, came by combining both these names Sindhu and Hindu. What languages are spoken in the country? As you know, India is an incredible country. So India has no national language. However, there are 22 official languages in India. Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Kannada, Odia, Malayalam, Punjabi, Assamese are majorly spoken by native people. However, almost 50% of the people speak Hindi, which is the most spoken language, followed by Bengali and Marathi. English has become the working or business language of India. Let's look at the next question. What are the people in this country like? How do people here see themselves? So when we talk about what being a true Indian is, we can say we are friendly, shy, caring, and we are world's best host. That's what we believe in. We say that there's a quote that we say, it's called Atiti Devo Bhava, which means guest is God. We have strong sense of family. We have tolerance towards all religion and culture. We are incredibly diverse, deeply spiritual, and we love to celebrate all our festivals. If we put together all major religious and cultural festivals in the world, and you still won't get close to the number of festivals that are celebrated in India. That is just a testament on how much Indians love to celebrate. And India, we can say like Indians practically invented the art of bargaining. Anything and everything you go to a shop in India, you need to bargain. So that's a skill that we are proud that we have developed. Okay, so why should I travel to this country? India is an exceptionally beautiful and architecturally diverse country filled with forts, palaces, mosques, temples, monuments, and ancient ruins. It is home to world's oldest civilization. The architecture of India is rooted in its history, religion, and culture. India is complete package where you can find high altitude snow-capped mountains, Himalayas, the great Indian Thar Desert to the tropical rainforest in the northeast and southern part of India. And we have some of the best beaches in the world in Goa and Kerala, and we have the beautiful serene backwaters. And it's really beautiful, like how the contrast is when you come from northern India to southern India. So there's a saying, the people say it might take more than 3 years, or you can say 3 lifetimes to explore the entire India. Now let's look at the next question. What are the most amazing travel experiences in this country? So when you travel in India, you should travel with a very open mind. Do not expect things to happen on time. So what we say here when we do our programs is like go with the flow. Just come with an open mind and like be ready to accept whatever comes your way, and you will love India. You will fall in love with India. Few of the best amazing experiences here is hiking in the Himalayas, learning about the rich history, culture, religion of this country, getting to know more about the philosophy of Hinduism. Another highlight would be meeting and trekking or like talking to Tibetan Buddhist monks, learning about the Tibetan refugees, like how their trek journey was from like Tibet to India, or I would say like camel rides and camping in Thar Desert, cruising in this beautiful houseboats in the backwaters of Kerala, exploring the majestic wildlife and serene beaches of India. those would be like amazing experience that you would get. Okay, so what's the next question? What are one or two of the off-beaten path experiences that travelers might not know to look for? Okay, in India, every 50 kilometers, the dialect, food, dressing style, everything changes, and it is really unique within itself. So when you travel from one state to another, you feel like you're literally traveling from to a different country. So like all our programs are designed in a way that none of them are similar to the other, so you would definitely are going through like some offbeat experiences here. Okay, the next one, what is the food like? What are some popular foods or styles of eating? What are the must try items? Okay, this is my favorite. I love cooking. So, India has a very diverse food culture. Each state has its own cooking style and spices that vary from region to region. If we talk about northern India, the food here is really rich and dry. Like kebabs, tandoori naans. I'm sure like most of the kids love naan here. Whenever they come here, they love to order naan. Then rice and corn is a staple food here. If you go to Western India, you can see people here eat more of like wheat, barley, maize, and they prefer more like red meat. In Southern India, people like to eat rice and seafood. They love to add coconut because it's plenty there in most of their dishes. In Eastern India, people eat rice and less spicy food. So it varies from state to state, different parts of India. So it in itself is an itinerary to explore, like the cuisine itinerary. So let's see a few of the must-try options here. First one is masala chai, or you can say like spiced black tea with milk. Masala chai can be traced back to thousands of years. The specific spices involved will depend on where you get it. Like the masala chai you get in north would be different from masala chai you get in southern India. But you can usually expect a blend of like black pepper, cloves, cinnamons, cardamom, and ginger. If you are somewhere that offer a homemade in-house blend, you will definitely want to give it a try. Yeah, seriously. One key thing to note is saying chai tea is reductant here because it literally translates to tea. So just say like masala chai. That is the best thing to say. Then the next must try is dal or like lentils. These are very good options for vegans and vegetarians because lentils are like legumes with big, which plays an important part in like Indian cooking. They are staple ingredients found in Indian cuisine depending on where you order that. You might be served like a thinner soup like ball of lentils or sometimes more like a stew that comes with a side of rice. Additionally, it could be made with like red lentils, yellow split peas, or black lentils. There are several varieties, so it's definitely a must try. The next is my personal favorite. It's masala dosa. So masala dosa is basically you can say like a stuffed pancake. So it came from it's from southern India. Now it's available all over India. They are like thin pancakes of fermented rice batter. They can be eaten on their own and served with like which is served with coconut chutney, or it is stuffed with like spiced potatoes or like different stuffings you can add in like cheese or like there are different varieties available now, so that's again a must try. Then you have Rogan Josh or like braised curry often made with like lamb or goat. A curry of lamb lovers which has roots in Kashmir and Persian cuisines. It's deeply flavored with aromatics like ginger, bay leaves, cardamom, ground dried chilies. It's absolutely soul warming dish and a great curry to splurge on. Some other, I'm not going to explain the detail, but I'll give you the names. Some, I'm sure the kids would love this one. Like this, it's called chicken tikka masala. Everyone orders it when you come to India. Then you have saag paneer, which is made with like some spinach and cottage cheese. Then chole bhature, makki ki roti, sarson ka saag, butter chicken, Kashmiri rista, Rajasthani lal mas. All these are things which are unique to those particular places, and we make sure that you get to try some of it during your journey. Okay, let's move to the next question. What is the weather like? So, Indian weather itself is divided into, like, as you know, like five different seasons, like winter, spring, summer, monsoon, and autumn. So, winter here is from December to January, and I would say like the weather forecast would be somewhere from 5 to 25 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. In spring, which is from February to March, it would be from 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, and we would say it's sunny and pleasant. Summer is basically from April to June, and the weather, like all the temperature, would be from 25 to 45 degrees centigrade. And we would say it's hot, like, it's a hot weather. And then up north, it's like dry hot. In south, it's more like humid hot. And then comes monsoon. It's from July to mid-September. Usually it's wet, hot, and humid climate here. And you have autumn, which is from September to November. That's like really pleasant weather all over India. So that's about the weather. Let's go to the next question. What is money like in this country? What's the currency? Are US dollars accepted? How do travelers change money? Okay, that's a very important question. Indian rupee is the currency of India. We call it rupees. So dollars are accepted broadly, but money exchange could be found easily. They, like, you cannot pay by dollar. They are accepted in like money exchange places and banks. You need to change money there, and then it's easily available. Then you can exchange your dollar to Indian rupees and use it in the market. How much money should I bring? For a week trip, I would say like it'll be great to bring around $100 with you, unless you are a crazy shopper. That'll be pretty much enough. Next question is it safe to travel in this country? Generally speaking, India is mostly safe for tourists, but some precautions are needed, like any other country, like mainly avoid driving at night and only using like trusted vendors. We vet all our vendors, and like we make sure like there are certain protocols we follow when we are walking through the market, and there are certain markets that we vet, like which we want to take our group. So it's like, I would say it's pretty much safe to travel. We have to take certain precautions, which we definitely are taking. Okay, next one. What are one or two of the most popular activities or pastimes in this country? Okay, so cricket, I'm sure you heard of the game cricket. It's most popular sport in India, and it's played throughout the country. Any community, town, or city that you visit, you will see the kids playing cricket there in the fields. Another popular activity would be like football. That's like definitely, like, people are crazy about football. It's like especially southern and eastern India. Okay, next one. What is one favorite memory of Rustic Pathways program experience? Okay, so I would say like by end of the trip, what I see, the students are like really grateful about what they have and what, like, back home, and what they have accomplished while on the trip, like working with like local community, or in a classroom, and like the human connections they have made while they are on the program, like with the locals, with group members, with staff. So that it's the human interaction and the connection which is lacking in this world, especially after the epidemic. I feel like those are really important. That makes a great difference. To see that in kids is something that is like one of the favorite that I carry with every trip. Okay, what advice do you have for first time visitors to this country? Again, like, come with an open mind, a heart which is eager to learn. Don't be shy. And nothing is good or bad, but things are like different in different places. So things happen differently here. And we always start with like a scavenger hunt for every program, which is I would say, the best way to learn and start interacting with the locals. Like, if getting, there's no use of like listening to a lecture or like a long speech by your trip leader. It's always best to like do some activity, do some your own exploration and stuff. So scavenger hunt is the best option, and we've made it like made sure that we have it in like almost all the programs. Okay, so what are some tips for cultural etiquette? Okay, so rule one is like eat with your right hand. So in India or like across Asia, left hand is for wiping your bottom, cleaning your feet, or say other like putting your shoes on, or like you we use left for those kind of functions, and right is for eating, shaking hands, and so on. So that is the general conception. So make sure that whenever you are like shaking hands or like exchanging money, do it with your right hand. Um, what else? And never point like your fingers. So when you're talking to someone, like never, or like asking for something, always use like this. Don't like point fingers, or especially like if there is a god's idol or a picture on the wall. Always ask like using the whole palm than like pointing your fingers. It's considered rude here. And touching people or objects, especially books, educational instruments with your feet is like really disrespectful in Indian culture. And another thing would be like don't wear shoes inside the house. Always like take off your shoes before you get into any of the Indian household. Okay, let's look at the next one. What are the main points of interest and landmarks? Some of the major landmarks are, I would say, like Taj Mahal in Agra, Amber Fort in Jaipur, Golden City in Jaisalmer, Jodhpur is also known as Blue City, beaches and backwaters of Kerala, Leh Ladakh, that's up in northern Himalayas. McLeodganj is the land of Tibetan refugees. So we'll be touching most of these places in the trip. Let's move to the next question. What are major holidays in this country? So India is, as I told you, it's full of events and holidays. But major holidays that fall during the trip are Raksha Bandhan, which is an important festival to depict the love and bond between a brother and a sister. So that's a sister ties a band on brother's hand to it is to show that she's respecting and praying for his long life, and the brother promises to protect his sister. That is a small festival which happens in India. And then we also have our Independence Day, like during that time, some of the programs. What kind of music is widely popular here? So I'm sure most of you must have heard the film music or Bollywood music in India is really famous. But people in bigger cities, like listen to international music. Sometimes it's interesting to see Bollywood music, Western rap, and hip hop, and like even some Spanish numbers and African music being played in like same community. Okay, next one. What documents are needed to enter this country? To enter India, you need a valid passport, then a return ticket, a visa. Your passport needs to be valid for at least 180 days after your entry to India, and it should have at least 2 blank pages. So that is a requirement. Okay, next one. How do people dress in the country? How do I dress? Specify appropriate clothing for beaches, cities. Okay, cool. So traditional Indian clothing for women, especially in north and eastern India, are sari, which is worn by choli tops or like crop tops, short tops, which are and again like sometimes it's worn with the long skirt and a dupatta or like a scarf. It's called, sometimes we wear like salwar kameez or suit, which is like long, like full sleeve shirts with full pants. In southern India, it's more like sari for women and like lungi or like a long cloth for men. That's the usual traditional wear. But mostly in cities and towns nowadays, you see like t-shirts, trousers, jeans, everything is worn here, like yoga pants. So only thing you need to make sure is whenever you wear something, don't go for something which has deep neck. Always go for like a collared t-shirt or t-shirt, round neck t-shirts, something which covers your like shoulders. If it comes up to your elbow, that's well and good. Then cover your knees. These are the simple things you need to make sure. You can even wear shorts, but it should be long enough so that it cover your knee. That's all. Okay, next one. What are bathrooms like in this country? Mostly in the cities, people do have like Western bathrooms, but in gas stations, like midways, you can expect like squatty potties. So, and remotely, like if you're doing a homestay and if it's in a remote village, it most probably would be a squatty potty, squatty toilet. Okay, the next one. Can I drink the water? So while in India, you will be drinking like bottled water or filtered water, which will be given by your staff or like directed by your trip leader. It is not recommended to drink tap water here unless and until, say, it's coming from a filtered source that will be guided to you by your trip leaders. So never drink tap water without any guidance. Okay, what are local traditions or customs? Okay, India is considered the birthplace of some of the world's major religions. As you know, like Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, everything originated here. So today, like some other religion like Muslim, Christianity have come here and it's like a blend of everything. So when you greet someone, we usually say with folded hands like namaste. This is one of the most popular Indian custom. So namaste is one like a greeting which says like which translates as I bow to you, or like which says like you may our minds meet, like I'm bowing before the goodness in you and like you're bowing before the goodness in me, so we are like connecting through our positive energy. So there are several meanings to it. This is the meaning I really like to connect with, so that like we are making an instant connection by like bowing, like taking away all our egos, and like we are coming there with like really open heart. So that's the best way to greet. um, and like we have like so many festivals. So we have like Eid, Christmas, and like Holi, Makar Sankranti. So depending on the year or like the time of the year that you're doing the program, make sure like you're completely participating with your homestay family or the community you are in. You would definitely love. There's an inner, deeper meaning to everything that people are celebrating. So everything is a celebration. Family structure here is like a joint family. So unless like in Western culture in India, like even if you're above 18, you still expected to live with your family, your parents, and take care of your parents. So once they become old, it is your duty to take care of your parents. That is the culture that we grew up with. Then another thing that you would hear is like Lent or like fasting. Like some Hindu culture, it is considered that several days in a week people like fast, like eat only once in a day, or like this. This is a part of the custom or culture in India. Like it depends or varies from different state and different subcaste of Hindus and stuff like that. Another thing to know is cow is definitely holy to us. It's a really like a really auspicious animal as per Indian culture. Cow is worshipped as a maternal figure, and it depicts the bounty of Mother Earth. So killing cow or consuming cow meat is like considered a sin here. So several states in India have banned the slaughter of cows by law. Um, so that please don't expect to have like beef or steak, stuff like that during the trip, because it won't be sold or like sold openly in markets, or like it's not considered good here in India. And another fun stuff to know is marriages are still arranged in majority of India, where like parents would decide who the bride should marry, and the groom is selected by not the bride but her parents. That is the culture here, and it has like really it traces back to like Vedic times. In royal families there is a ceremony which is called swayamvar, where a suitable match from all over the kingdom will be invited, and they have to compete each other to show the bride that they are capable enough. Luckily it's not happening now. It's majorly like your stars, or like your birth signs are matched by astrologers, and that's how you meet your soulmate or someone you want to marry. That's the culture here. And then, as I said, Aditi Devo Bhava, another important thing is like guest is God. It's a Sanskrit verse taken from like Hindu scriptures. It became a part of code of conduct for Hindu society. So don't be surprised when you are living in a homestay accommodation. You would be given the best part of their house, and they would be like even like food. The best food would be given to you, and they would be eating like minimal or less, because that's how they treat, because you are the god or the guest for them. So that is the part of the culture. So you can see that, experience that when you come here and do homestays. Okay, so let's look at the next question now. Do I need a vaccine? Okay, so all tourists visiting India needs to get vaccinated for hepatitis A, tetanus, and typhoid. In addition, you will need to take like malaria tablets, which depends on like where you're planning, or like so malaria mosquitoes are found usually in the tropical areas. So unless and until you're not visiting those areas, you don't need those tablets. Then, according to CDC, you would need to start your immunizations at least 4 to 6 weeks before you plan or leave. So that way, the vaccines will have time to become effective on you. And you will also be able to start taking preventive medicines for diseases that won't have vaccines. That's like malaria. And again, for COVID, I think that's going to be the new one. Like we might have to take COVID vaccines before you start your travel. Okay, so now let's look at the next question. What are accommodations like? Accommodation in India are like 3 to 2 star hotels, like guest houses, camps, homestays. So it varies or depends on the program you choose. Are there bugs? Yes, there are bugs. Like most commonly found ones are like spiders and like moth and stuff like that. And some are like some of the mosquitoes, as I said, like if you're visiting like mostly humid areas, like tropical areas, that's when you need malaria medicines and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you're like up in Himalayas trekking, the bugs you might find are like small like spiders and stuff. Yeah. Okay, what time of service project can I expect for the trips in countries where service is offered? Okay, so in India, we have like 4 to 5 service projects. Service in the Cloud, that's a 2 week program we do. This program is based in McLeodganj, Himachal Pradesh. On this program, we work with like Tibetan refugees on like skill building and learn about the Tibetan issues and situations. And as I told you, this is the first week. Second week, what we do is we work with Indian Nepali community there, and we help them build like toilets. It's a huge thing going on in India to make sure that every household in India has a toilet. So we help those community build toilet in different households which cannot afford them. That's a 2 week program, Service in the Cloud. And then we have Indian Wildlife Conservation Project. It's a 1 week project. We work with WSOS. It's a program based in Agra. WSOS has been working on rescuing dancing bears or like sloth bears and elephants from temples in India and try to rehabilitate them in the natural habitat. So the kids would be, or students would be helping build like helping to clean up, feed animals, clean up their dens, learn about their habits, character, and all that. Then we have Great Indian Houseboat Service. So this is a program based in Alapi, Kerala, like southern India. On this program, the group would stay in a houseboat and cruise around the huge lake called Vempanad. And they work with schools which is dedicated to untouchables. Untouchables are basically like people who, according to caste systems, are on the lower category, and they generally don't get admission with students who are born to upper caste. It's not practical now, like people are accepting everyone in every school right now, but this school specially is dedicated for those communities so that they also get the opportunity to learn. So we work with the school there and also help them build like small vegetable garden, and the school have been hit by tsunami, so we help them with the construction of school building as well. Other program we have is Children of India. So Children of India is a 1 week program, and in this program it's based out of Jodhpur, Rajasthan. And what we do is we go to schools of underprivileged kids and help them teach English, or help teachers to make like learning worksheets, or develop like English grammar. And in the second half of the day, we work with an NGO, helping them like cleaning and reviving step wells, or step well are like water sources in Jodhpur. So we help them revive and clean those water sources so that it can be utilized, or for rainwater harvesting, for communal bathing, etc. The other program we have is North India Village Service, or like Galtani Village Service. It's also called North India Cultural Experience. This program is based in Mount Abu and Galtani. The students learn about people who can't hear, see, and then come to, they help out with them, like work with them on like how they're learning computers, so help them with some of the skills there, and then come to a village called Galtani and stay in homestays, and they work on like education, construction in the nearby school, and help the farmers in like like planting or the saplings, and helping them with the local chores and stuff like that, and also get to do some local festivals. And we can go on like leopard safari, like go on a safari to spot leopards and stuff like that. It's a really fun program. Okay, let's go for the next question. For village homestays, where do students and teachers sleep? In village, students and teachers stay in homestays. All these homestays are like divided by gender, with a minimum of 2 to maximum of 8 people of same gender in a homestay. And all the homestays have like beds, pillows and blankets. Teachers will be staying in homestays as well, but they will be sharing rooms with the same gender teacher. And if there is male female teacher, there will be 2 different rooms for them, but they might be sharing rooms with same gender rustic staff member. So that's how the rooming setup is. Let's look for the next one. For village homestays, are the families we stay background checked? Yes, all the families are vetted and background check has been done, and we have been using them for like really long time, and they know the protocol and understand the needs of students, staff, teachers, everyone. We've been using them for years now. Okay. Will there be mosquito nets available? How do you manage mosquitoes? No, mosquito nets won't be available, but all hotels do have like mosquito repellents. And while in homestay, we can use like mosquito coils, or like oilments, or mosquito repellent, in the room, so it won't be a problem. Okay, can you accommodate dietary restrictions? Yes, dietary restrictions can be accommodated, but you have to let us know in advance. And in some cases, we might say no, because it totally depends on like where the area and availability and what the restrictions are, like how severe the diet is and all that. Okay, next question. Will we have any free time? What are good free time activities? Yes, you definitely will have free time depending on what program you are on. A good free time activity would be to go for shopping, team building games with locals, connecting with your own groups, or learning new phrases. I told you so many languages to learn, so learn new phrases from locals or staff. Okay, how do you all get around? Okay, we use all type of transport. We are like which are vetted. So we can say like car, van, tuk-tuk, or even riding camels or elephants. But it mostly depends on the program to program, and where we are at, what activities we are doing. It depends on that. Hey, can you manage large groups? How does that work for sustainable service? Yes, we can manage large group. We divide the group into smaller numbers. That's what we first do, and make them do the same thing and then rotate them. So that like everyone get hands-on experience on all the things. So if we have a 2 week program, we'll have like a small group starting from one village and the other group starting in the second village, and then we swap after a week so that both the groups get the same exact experience. That's how we do. So thank you all, and let me know if you have anything else. Thank you so much.